There are exciting rumors regarding Canon's replacement for the 80D, and it seems very interesting, and it might be called the 90D. Let's talk about it. By the way, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button because I make daily videos about content creation in the digital space, whether that be photography, graphic design, or filmmaking. Anything about content creation, we're going to be building a community together in the thing we love doing. There are a lot of rumors floating around that Canon is about to release or announce, after the whole wake of the Canon EOS R, a replacement for the 80D. Now, there's a lot of speculations and conversation going on in the camera community about what this really entails. So, I personally believe Canon is well due for a makeover with the 80D. It's been around 2 years since it came out, and I know some people are talking about how Canon might not call it the 90D, which I'll find kind of strange. I feel like it'd be the last in the D series. You know, we started off with the 60D, the 70D, which I personally own and love, and now the 80D. There's a lot of vloggers and a lot of filmmakers using the Canon 80D right now and making a lot of money with it, making amazing content with the 80D. But when it came out, it was necessary for it to come out with 4K. But when it arrived to the market, it was lacking those 4K capabilities. So everyone's thinking that the new Canon 90D might be a 4K camera. But with the way the conversation's going, I feel like if it's going to be a mirrorless camera, it's going to be a 1080 camera. But if it's going to be a DSLR, it's going to be a 4K DSLR. And the reason being for that is that if Canon comes out with a new mirrorless camera, just how the 80D is, but just with a 4K bump and all the things that we want, which we'll talk about in a little bit, will kind of outshine the Canon EOS R. And we know Canon loves to increase sales and make sure things are on its own respectable shelf. So if it's a mirrorless camera, it'll be too badass and the capabilities it is able to do. So I firmly believe, since Canon loves being at that like $1,000 price range with the 80D, it is actually the market leader with that camera system, the 80D. In that specific market, they need to do something to keep combating with it, and I don't think they're gonna go mirrorless. Everyone wants it to go mirrorless, but if we go mirrorless, we're basically just gonna be seeing like an 80D mirrorless version. We want 4K capabilities, and we want that 4K to be in a non-crop. Remember, this is already an aps-c sensor. The Canon EOS R has a 4K 1.6 crop factor. Then that means if they want to have a camera that doesn't outshine them, they would need to have a larger crop factor, probably a 2.4 crop factor sensor at 4K recordings. That's going to be kind of ugly, and especially if it's a mirrorless camera, it's going to completely outshine the Canon EOS R. Another thing too is that in the Canon 90D, we need the dual pixel autofocusing at 4K. We can't be, suffering that. I'm actually perfectly fine shooting with a DSLR with that price range around the $1,000 market that has a 4K no crop aps-c sensor with dual pixel autofocus like the Canon 1DX Mark II. Another thing I really want to see in this camera is the fact that it's going to be shooting 60 frames a second. It doesn't have to be 64 frames a second, 4K. I understand that Canon's probably not going to be doing that, but if they are, that would be phenomenal. And also having 124 frames a second recordings at 720p. So something I want to keep in mind is that Canon, their new marketing direction is that they want to make products that can be future-proof. That is very important. So that becomes a very hot topic debate about the whole mirrorless lineup with the Canon 90D. That's because it's like, if you want to really future-proof your cameras, right, then you should be going mirrorless 4K, 4K 60. But I don't think they're going to be doing that just the way they develop products, and they have this key differentiators with their cameras. Each camera they produce has a key differentiator between themselves. They compete within their own camera market. So that's why I strongly don't believe it's going to be 4K. I know we all want a 4K mirrorless camera from Canon at that price range to be the 90D with an amazing autofocusing capabilities, but I just don't think they're going to be doing that. I really do think they're going to be coming out with a DSLR 4K aps-c sensor with dual pixel autofocus with a 25 megapixel sensor. I know a lot of people are talking about how they want it to be 30 megapixels, but I just don't think they're going to be doing that. Again, Canon is known for their key differentiators within their cameras, so Probably we're looking at a 30 megapixel cameras if they decide to future-proof themselves, but if not, if they're sticking to their main trends, it's probably around 25 megapixels. You know, it's always up to the debate. It's up to Canon what they're going to do. They're going to see people's feedback, what they want, and then develop their camera from there. But let's see what happens. Let's see how they improve. The Canon was really late to the 4K ball game with that price market, especially when the 80D came out. Now that it's 2 years onwards after the 80D, we know for a fact they're coming out with a 4K camera. If it's a DSLR, if it's mirrorless, I'm almost 100% sure they're going to have a 1080p model with that. So it's such a hot topic debate by now with the rumors around the Canon 90D. I want to know your thoughts about it, and what are they going to even call it? If it's going to be a mirrorless camera, they're not going to call it the 90D. I think that's just the way it's going to go. I love the Canon 70D. I have it there on the shelf. It's a beautiful camera. It's the camera I actually started really taking photography and videography seriously. And I want to know what you guys think of what they're going to do with it. The Canon 80D wasn't a game changer, but a lot of people use it and create very influential videos with it. So that is the beauty of Canon, is that they're probably not going to come out with something that was so revolutionary. It's still going to be a very hot product that's going to change the game inevitably, because it's going to give all those users strength and capabilities of a professional camera in that price range. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please let me know your thoughts down below, because I'm going crazy waiting for the news to come out that Canon's going to be releasing this camera. I know we just had some exciting news by the Canon EOS R and all these brand new mirrorless cameras that are coming out, but I just want to know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, because I make daily videos about content creation in the digital space. Thank you so much for watching. Kiss, kiss.